little mouse. This is another animal. He is just a little mouse. You won't hear him because you're talking. Whilst you gossip about your day around your parlour shelves, he's walking. He is taking in the sights as all the goodies lay in waiting. What he plans to have for lunch he is already contemplating. The wide variety on offer makes his tail dance the lambada. It's been a long time since he smiled. Today he's finding it less harder. Then he gives out a little hoot, for it is time now to rejoice. He is nectar amaretto. Oh my, so overwhelmed by choice. He is just a little mouse. You won't hear him because you're yawning. You are about to nod right off, and then your fridge is his till morning. Whilst your mind's on something else, that mouse is busy, just exploring. He's found his way into your food and through your tea is quickly gnawing. He plays the eggs as if they're drums rather than use them bowling. Your streaky bacon's his guitar, he's into squeaky rock and rolling. He gives out a squeal of joy because he's happier than Larry. For he has found your fresh cream cakes, he'll wolf some down, the rest he'll carry. He is just a little mouse. You won't hear him because you're sleeping, or because you're watching soppy films and yes, are far too busy weeping. Whilst your pillow holds your head and you're enjoying simply resting in your home-baked panettone, this little mouse is busy nesting. He is skating on a trifle that is waiting decoration, and next he's feasting on your cheddar like it's rodent medication. He gives out a little yelp because he's seen your gorgonzola. He'll soon be gorging that as well while slurping back your cherry cola. He is just a little mouse. You won't hear him because you're shouting, because you found your larder empty and in the kitchen tension's mounting. He has stripped the Sunday joint and all the roasties you were hoarding. You need to get yourself a cat to catch your pests that may be boarding. Mouse ate all your favourite grub and all those treats you had been saving. You just spotted him in stitches up the curtain rudely waving. He gave out a little laugh, he thinks it's quite a jolly wheeze. But as you build yourself a better mousetrap, he is long gone, a real big cheese. I've got two more poems for you, and I'm afraid it's time to say goodbye. But this is a poem called Old Enough to Know Better, which it's one of those things where I've written so many poems that I kind of forget some of them. I was looking at my blog from a few years ago and I thought, oh, I like that one. I think it's this one. I haven't read this one for ages.
Modesty.
I don't know. Well, I know it's a true extent of my genius. You're old enough to know better. Riding naked upon your Lambretta, flashing your modesty freely or molesting the Bishop of Ely. As you simper and smile at him sweetly while you're letting the side down completely. You're old enough but you're naughty. If you're caught you act outraged and haughty. Whilst your fingers reach out in for a tickle, you look cross and pretend you're not fickle. You are filthy, a stranger to culture. You are greedy, a sex-obsessed vulture. You're old enough to know manners, so stop stalking me, waving those banners, shouting, you can have me, but can you afford me? If you can, then please rampantly board me. You old harlot, you're ever so slutty, like an acorn, you're round and you're nutty. You're old enough to make trouble, to reduce solid fixtures to rubble, sending shivers down spines made of iron, shaking shoulders constructed to cry on. Yes, you scare all the bold and the plucky with insinuations that border on mucky. You're old enough to set an example, not to be breathalyzed or giving a sample. So wicked you make devils embarrassed, making freaks feel unsettled and harassed. You get worse every day, not for turning. One would hope there's some lesson you're learning. You're old enough to know better, on the prowl with your faithful red setter. On the pull when you're quite prehistoric, really scary and twee and demonic, doing things that I don't care to mention. You should know better, you're drawing a pension.
So I'm going to do one called Morecambe Bay, and I have done this one before. I've only got half of it here, it's a good job I remember the first half, isn't it? So I don't need them really. Lest I forget. Morecambe Bay, written for my mother's 80th birthday. I wanted to take her back sort of 50 years to when she was 50 years younger. And so I did with this. This was my present to my mother. Here it is, Morecambe Bay. We looked forward to that summer's day when we got dressed in shorts and headed off to Morecambe Bay. Well, I remember that summer's day. The Shanna bank we took, it shook, rattled along to the sound of our songs and boyish laughter. And after what seemed eternity, we smelled the sea, and could see in technicolour the ocean, greens and blues and several other different hues. And then my mum said, off you go now, don't go too deep, I'll be watching from my deck chair. No fighting, off you go now. And she kissed us both. And she kissed Tom, who was the son of my dad's best friend. And off we went. We spent the morning catching periwinkles and splashing in sunlit bay. Well, I remember that summer's day. And then my mum called. In fact, she bawled, come on now, boys, it's time for lunch. We had an hunch that after lunch she'd want to take us shopping, hop, skip and popping around Woolworths. And as I drank Tizer from my blue plastic cup, my dad turned up, hooray! Come on now, lads, I'm taking you off down to the fair. You were a Lancashire lad, then, Oz. And off we went. He carried me on his shoulder, and I could see forever. I'm glad he never had grill cream on his hair the day he took us off to the fair. What a time we had, sat on horses, round and round, tipping for ducks, everyone a winner, the cry went. Is they enjoying it, lads? Aye, Dad, you're great. My dad said so wise and only 8. I wanted to see what the butler saw, but my dad said that's for older boys. Come on now, it's time to go and find the Imam. And off we went. And on the way home, no laughs, no shouts, just yawns and smiles. And later, I cannot recall just when, though my mum did say it were after 10, she tucked us in and kissed us night, and if my memory squints to tell, I can her perfume still enjoy and smell. Just before the light goes off, I turned to brother and said, we'll not forget this lovely day. He said, go to sleep.
This is a homage to John Cooper Clarke, but we're going to dedicate it to David Cameron. Are you ready for this?
Yeah.
You make me want to vomit when you say, call me Dave. You're chilly in the KY jelly, bad acid at a rave. Your shiny face resembles something hidden in the morgue. You're the man that shot John Lennon. You're the cancer that got George. You're a lick spittle of Eton, a Tory through and through, and now I dread the next 5 years, solely 'cause of you. And you really try to con us that Conservatives are green, riding on your bicycle followed by your limousine. The snot from your trough-fed nose is about the only green you've seen. You call yourself an everyman when you're worth 30 mil, pretending you're like a kickabout. It frankly makes me ill. Granddaddy was a baronet, your daddy was a banker. You give masturbation a bad name. You are such a wanker. Muslims are the new communists in 2010 or 2011. It's fear fever over here, the Cold War once again. You take our working classes and you send them off to war. You can find the cash to slaughter, can't afford to teach the poor. It's your lot sold our heritage, dug up the village green. You raise hypocrisy to art form. That is frankly quite obscene. You'll privatise the NHS, privatise the whole damn scene. Would you privatise the Prince of Wales? Privatise the Queen? Privatise the world, privatise the air? And then when we get rid of you, we'll have that bastard Blair. You jump on every bandwagon to be where it's at. And that's why I despise you, because you're a total twat. Thanks very much.
Now, this last piece is called I Will Eat Pies. Before I go on, I must say that you really need to think about the song I Will Survive when I sing it. Well, I'm not going to sing it. I'm just going to emote it. I will eat pies. First, my place was laid, and then my eggs were fried. To put the gravy through a sieve when you could not decide. I ran up so many flights when I heard that dinner gong. There I belong, and now I sing that simple song. I had a snack. I stuffed my face. All you did was stand and jeer as if I was some deep disgrace. What made you wear that dreadful frock? What made you make that stupid plea? If you had known I'd just had seconds, you'd have proper clobbered me. Go on now, duck. I want some more. I'll pretend I didn't see you drop that pie upon the floor when I weighed a ton but then I used to be so shy. Did you think that pastry crumbled? Did you never wonder why? Oh no, not I. I will eat pies. As long as there's a cake above or a nice Swiss roll or 5. If you've a syrup sponge to give, oh just stop acting like a div and feed me pies. I want your pies. Oh pies. When I eat a pie I'm glad, but then I fall apart. Left here to sit and tend the pieces of my broken tart. I've got your pastry in my sight and I want it for myself. It makes me cry, but I've got nothing left to fry. Will you feed me your tasty stew? I'm still that hungry little person who will smile and loves to chew. Would you like to see me thin? Do I have to pay a fee? Now I'm saving all my stuffing for some pies I bought for tea. Go on now, love. Feed me some more. I'll pretend I didn't see you drop those pies upon the floor. Back when I weighed a little more. Back when I used to sit and sigh. Did you think I'd break the table with the sheer weight of my thigh? Oh no, not I. I will eat pies. As long as there's a cake I love, or a cream eclair or 5. If you've a spotted dick to give, I should be quite easy to forgive. Just feed me pies. I want those pies. Sweet pies. Thank you very much.